everybody never gonna understand where you're trying to go to in life. Everybody you're gonna have a select people, but it's like, for instance, your vision gonna be your vision. So unless they really know you or really rock with you, it's gonna be hard for them to see your vision or support your vision.
What's your name and where you from for the people who don't know?
Man, I'm Queen, aka Mr. Streetwise. I'm from Oak Cliff, Dallas, Texas. So southern part of Oak Cliff. So just bounced around different areas, like Highland Hills, things like that. So, shit.
So, okay, you said you bounced around a lot of places. Where you feel like you seen the most private at?
Man, the most part, obviously I was in Oak Cliff for most of my life, so I saw a lot of it through there. But it's just like, for instance, growing up and then just living in poverty, right? Like,
Yeah.
my mama worked 2 jobs, my daddy was disabled, so that's just poverty itself. Like, when your parents working all day ain't coming home, that poverty itself. So I think just seeing that and just normalizing that amongst everything else that everybody else doing, you know what I'm saying? When you in poverty, you see it as normal, you know what I'm saying? You don't see it as like I'm poor until you start to get older, like you start to realize it. And then some people are so stuck in that poverty mindset where it's like they never see it. Their brain never open up to like, this is poverty. Like they okay with being okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and so you said your parents, like, they really had a lot going on. So the question would be like, now that you do what you do, did that make you, whenever you got older, want to go harder, seeing your parents not really being able to?
Man, it made me want to go harder, but also wanted me like help me figure out balance, right? Like I want to work hard, I want the stuff that I want, but I also don't want to work all day. Like I don't want to be working every day all day. I used to see my mama leave at 6 in the morning, come out, get off of work at 2, then go back to work at 5 or 6 and get off at midnight or 1 or 2 in the morning. So it's like I don't want that. She missed football games, everything that I was doing. So it was essentially I was a latchkey. What's it called? Latchkey kid who pretty much raised themselves, right? I just had a key around my neck and I'm opening, you know what I'm saying? So open the door, eating lunch. I saw my mama literally every day for like an hour.
Dang.
And so I'm talking about from 6 or 7 years old up until I was grown. So it's like an hour ahead unless she's off.
With you. So do you feel like that had any type of mental effect on you? Because like you said, now you over there basically raising yourself, your mom over there and both of your parents working a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like, shit, it got to the point where you basically was raising yourself. So did you feel like that had any type of mental effect on you?
Man, I think it did, but it also like made me go a little harder because I know she working harder. So it made me want more and grind more, but also made me, when I had kids, to know like I need to be at a certain point in life. Before I had kids, I need to be at a certain point in life, whenever I'm putting stuff together. Cause I know it's a grind, whatever you build, but it kind of like, I'll say like this, like in retrospect, I used to be a football coach for 10 years, high school football coach. I was putting in 80 hours a week, almost like my mama was. And literally I had my baby in like the first month that she was born, I realized I wasn't at home. And I had to figure out a different way to do it because I was like, this ain't gonna work. This ain't stable. And I grew up like this, so I just wanted to make sure, even though she's probably not in poverty, but the point is, I'm not around. So it's like almost feeling like every time when I used to be football season, people always be like, oh yeah, y'all stepdaddies now, y'all stepdad, because y'all ain't gonna come home. And I literally probably saw her every day for about 30 minutes to an hour.
Fast forward, you growing up a little bit now. What would you say your first side hustle was, if any?
Man, you already know it gotta been putting candy in the backpack and taking it to school and selling candy. Airheads used to be 25 cents, sell a little Snickers bar, you know what I'm saying? Selling scoops of Kool-Aid, so getting Kool-Aid, putting in a water bottle and selling it like that. And so pretty much that was like my first little hustle I could say I was doing. But outside of that, I say I was like in college and I started like promoting parties. And so I started like renting out locations, having locations to rent out for the parties. And then, that was like my next hustle I had.
So you said you was throwing parties. How much you say you was bringing in at the time? At what age?
Man, this was probably like 21, 22. So I probably had to spend money on a location and a DJ and flyers. So I'm probably spending like 1,000 on all that. But I might turn around and make 2,000 or 2,500 or 3,000. So I'm doubling whatever I'm putting into it.
Okay. Wait, so what made you, okay, so you said you doubling it. So making all that money at that time, you feel like people started acting a little different towards you or no?
Nah, I don't even think it was even that point. I think it was people started acting different for the people who knew me, like we said, growing up in poverty, growing up not having much, and those same people that was grew up in my same lifestyle started to see when I started taking off a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. And I'm like, instead of us being here, it's kind of like that. And then maybe they thought, maybe I'm too big headed. Maybe I don't know what they thought. I can't put the process, but you know, sometimes when that person been like so your peer on the same level so long, sometimes it can bring different like adversities or judgments, or maybe they intimidated, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so instead of us maybe going out to eat or going out for lunch, they probably like, I don't know where he want to go to lunch at.
So it's safe to say that everybody ain't gonna understand what you trying to go to in life.
Everybody never gonna understand where you're trying to go to in life. Everybody is you're gonna have a select people, but it's like, for instance, your vision is gonna be your vision. And so unless they really know you or really ride with you, it's gonna be hard for them to see your vision or support your vision, because it may be far-fetched, or it's especially like if you got similar background, they're like, we don't know nobody who does this, so how you gonna have this vision? And then because there ain't been no pathway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so when it's out of the normal, people ain't always gonna see it, basically what you're saying.
Yeah. So if it's something that ain't nobody already cleared the path for it, obviously gonna be hard people to see the path you trying to take. You know what I'm saying? So if ain't nobody cleared that path and you the one that's walking around clearing that path, it's gonna be hard for people to want to follow you, rather than that path being cleared. It's like a trail when you go through like a bushes and stuff. There's been a lot of people walking that same trail. You just follow the trail rather than you the first one. You creating a trail. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So also, yeah, you started talking about the club that like the parties you was doing. So what made you stop doing that? Like what happened to make you stop doing that?
Man, I invested a lot in one big party. I'm talking about putting my rent money in it. Every dollar I had, and worst case scenario, I'm like, it's gonna break even. That mug went south.
Yeah, what you mean?
Man, I probably put in about $4,000 in it, and I probably made like $500.
Dang.
And so at this point in time, that's all my money I'm banking on at least breaking even, right? And I made like $400 after I paid everybody. So what ended up happening, the venue I had, the night before, somebody rented out and somebody got killed in the parking lot.
Dang.
And so obviously that's probably gonna deflect a few people. But when you get to the next point was, right when everybody's supposed to come, a train got stuck on the tracks in front of the place, and that was the only way in and out of the venue. And the train got stuck at 11 o'clock and didn't leave to 12:30. So you gotta think about it. People come to a party, they ain't about to come at 1 in the morning, it's over at 2. Right. So it's like, if that mug there, people just turn around and find somewhere else to go. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you ain't already bought a ticket. So literally once it was 1 o'clock, I probably only had like 20 people, 30 people show up. And man, I was broke. And so at the end of that, I had to leave my apartments. I was living with friends in the back of my Nissan Altima. And man, I was just trying to figure it out.
Okay, man, you said four bands.
Yeah.
So how you bounce back from like a big loss like that?
Man, I had to build back up, man. So at that point, I was working like part-time, like a substitute teacher. Cause I was working, like I had already graduated with my bachelor's degree, and I couldn't find a job. This was more messed up. I got a degree, can't find a job. I'm just a substitute teacher throwing parties on the side.
Okay.
And I can't get too many other jobs outside of education because they say I'm too overqualified. Like all through college, I was a security guard, and then I'm trying to go get a security guard. They're looking at me and say, "Oh, you got a degree and all that. You got this much years of experience. You too overqualified to work here." And so I'm not making no money. I'm throwing parties and subbing. At the time, I was subbing making like $80 a day, subbing. So Luckily, right after that, I kept subbing. I got a full-time teaching job and was able to build everything back up from that.
Yeah, and I meant to ask you, so what was one of the craziest things you done seen either being a bodyguard or like a party that you threw?
Man, I've seen some wild stuff, bro. But man, I think one time I saw probably a DJ, and he's like a famous DJ, and I just walked in the room, and he was in he was in there they had like a whole Snow White party in there. You know, they had that powder in there. So
Dang.
so I was sitting there like, oh, let me close it down.
You just watching? No, you ain't watching.
I
But
ain't
you
watching.
you was walked
yeah,
in.
Yeah, but
Man.
but I had the chance to like see a lot of different stuff. So like when the Super Bowl came to Dallas, I got to be on the field during the Super Bowl. When the All-Star game came to Dallas, I got to be at the All-Star game on the courts during like the slam dunk contest. And then it was a lot of concerts around that time, so I got to go to like the Rick Ross, Nicki Minaj concert, P Diddy parties.
Diddy?
Well, not,
You
this
went to
the
the
thing.
Diddy party?
I went. I didn't even know it was a Diddy party, but it was like they rented out a whole like apartment like a hotel venue complex.
Yeah.
Now I didn't know at that time what type of party, but it was a Diddy party, but it wasn't. I don't know what they did behind closed doors.
Dang.
But I was at a
Man,
Diddy
you went
party.
to a Diddy party. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, I was doing security for the Diddy. I wasn't just invited now. I wasn't in there doing no baby oil stuff.
Dang. All right, so look, you said took a loss, extreme loss. At this point, I guess you could say homeless. You sleeping in your car. What is the point? Like, what's next after that? Like, what is the point where you kind of like, shit, like, getting back on your feet?
Man, I would say the thing I was doing was just really just being passionate in my career. So I was a teacher and a football coach. At that time, I was living in San Antonio. So I moved back out here and started like just stacking my money and trying to just build a good foundation. I bought a house and just building my foundation, started investing my money in like just businesses and things like that, and then just trying to just grow it from there.
So you believe sometimes? Do you believe that you sometimes gotta save up for a rainy day? Like, cause if you wouldn't have put all your money into that just one event, you probably would have had a little bit more to fall back on.
Depending where your risk is. Everybody got different risk levels, right? So if you willing to take more risk or able to take more risk, it's boom or bust, right? So if you're like understanding this boom or bust, you gotta understand. But the same thing, I think it helped me pivot myself into who I am now, because I know how to start from zero and get back up. I know that everything ain't gonna be great at all times, and know like, okay, if I invest in this, it may take me back, but it helps me find other ways to like be successful. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And yeah, you would also say that them losses molded you into the person you
Yeah,
was
man,
right
I
now.
wouldn't even see them as losses. I see it as lessons. You know what I'm saying? So lessons I paid for. So that was a $4,000 lesson, right? The world shifted and gave me a mentor that I paid $4,000 for to learn that lesson right there, right?
Yeah.
So it gave me, you know what I'm saying? It gave me more of a harder shell to understand, things ain't always gonna go right, and then it can go south, right? Based on the background I got, I could easily be like, man, I'm about to go sell some dope. I'm about to go rob somebody.
And what made you? And look, so you said you could have easily like. What made you not choose that route of being like a drug dealer or somebody who in that life?
Man, for one, my mom didn't care nothing I did. She always said, don't come with no babies or don't go to jail. She gave me a lot of free, so it was stuck in my head. As long as I don't get in trouble and go to jail,
You straight.
And as long as I don't get nobody pregnant, I'm good. Like, she didn't care about nothing else. You can go out, you can enjoy it. So that just kind of was ingrained in me, because I was like, okay, as long as I don't go into these two circles, she gonna support me and be good. Now, if I go into anything else, it's a different problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it was just more of that, and then I don't want to go to jail. I was noticing people going to jail, getting in trouble, going to prison. I'm like, I don't want that problem. People going and having a background can't get certain stuff or can't do certain stuff, and so I think that was the next struggle. But sometimes when you in that kind of that survival mindset, I think a lot of times that's what most people is. They got that survival mentality where they just trying to figure it out and they don't care what they do to figure it out. But I think mine is different, right? I got a survival mindset where I'm a risk more to try to get where I want to go. And so it's like, okay, if I don't get there, I'm gonna just be here before I risk it. You know what I'm saying?
To anybody out there who probably was in the same conditions you in, either they homeless, they probably just a kid that's growing up without their parents there actively, what could you say to them? Like, what type of words would you give to somebody? If you had to go back and give somebody some words, no, if you had to go back and give yourself some words or give somebody out there some words, what would it be?
I would say probably don't isolate yourself. I probably say try to find you some sort of community. Like at that point in time, wasn't in nothing, but as I got older, my community was football. So my coaches, my teammates, I still keep in contact with those coaches till today. Since I was like 13, 14, I can still call them on my phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost 40 now. So I can still call them on the phone. They've been knowing me for most of my life. You know what I'm saying? I got friends that I've been knowing that play football with that I still know and can call to this day that I network to and talk to. So I think just finding a community that gonna rock with you, stick with you, and then mentor you, you know what I'm saying, the right way, that's gonna give you guidance. Like that's the biggest thing as a young person, is being guided the right direction, because sometimes you seeking that help or seeking that fellowship or seeking that knowledge, and they get guidance from the wrong person. So sometimes that will push you to go to a certain direction. You ain't getting no guidance from nobody. You gonna get guidance from whoever that's gonna be in front of you. That may be the wrong influence.
Because a lot of kids do go off what they see.
Yeah, so they go off what they see. They might be seeing all that flashy stuff and want to know what they doing, right? So the thing is more of finding guidance in the right people, the people that's doing the right things, the people that's helping you the right way, rather than somebody helping you the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like they see that guy and see somebody helping put a little money in their pocket in poverty, but they may not be getting that money the right way, so it can cause more of a headache, more of an issue, more of a problem in the long run. And now they being molded the wrong way.
Yes,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So basically, okay, spiraling into a bad. Okay.
Yeah.
So look, so fast forward 10 years later, what you do now, and what type of business, or are you still into entrepreneurship now?
Yeah, so I guess you could say I'm a serial entrepreneur.
What that mean for the people who don't know?
So I got multiple business. I expand my businesses in different ways. So it's like I'm always trying to find a business within a business, or a business that build on top of a business. And so I own a driving school. I get to do real estate. I own mental health business. You know, I trade stocks, sell courses. So pretty much, you know, those are the main things I do.
Okay, and a lot of people always say credit is like a important thing that you need whenever you start in anything, or even just getting into business. So how important, or what you feel like the importance of credit is?
Man, credit is real important. You know what I'm saying? Because you may want to grow your business, you may want to build your business, and you may not have the money. But the thing is, you can build credit in order to get the money, to get the funding, to get to where you need to be. So credit is gonna always be important. You know what I'm saying? Cars, insurance, run out credit, so many different things. Getting loans, credit cards, all those things gonna help you in a business to get money, and also gonna help you in the real world, just regardless. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't want to drop out for cash for everything. You know what I'm saying? Even though it can be good in some places, but we ain't got it like that yet.
Okay, and so you tripping right now. Oh, so if somebody was trying to start a business, right, and they don't have a lot of funds to start the business, how much would you say that, if somebody was trying to start a business, how much would you say that they need to jump it off, like, you know, start doing it?
Man, I would say, I mean, it's possible to do it with not a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Like this driving school, I started with, no lie, maybe like $7,000. And it makes me well beyond that now. You know what I'm saying? I might make that in a week. So it's like the whole point of like, understanding where's the end goal to everything, what you trying to get to. So I would say at the end of the day, it don't take a lot, but you can always find a hustle or something in that field or that business or anything to get money for it. So let's say, for example, let's say you want to do flooring.
Yeah.
And you want to do a flooring business, and you like, okay, how can I get money to do a flooring business? How can I get the tools? How can I get the network? Or go work for a flooring business, making the money, learning how to do everything, building your network, building your knowledge, and now you're making money off of it. And then you can go ahead and do flooring on the side when you off. So you could do little side jobs, and then it's gonna help you build that money some more, right? Or even if you want to do flooring and you got some other skill set that you can do that to build money, to build your business.
So so basically you just saying you just always gotta have a hustle or trying to find a way to get it.
Yeah, so if it's always, you gotta think, especially now with technology, it's always a way to make some type of money. And everything's changing so much, so you always gotta find a way to elevate, always gotta find a way to like grow some type of way.
And for the people who don't know, you ever been to college?
Yep.
All right, so did college play a part in you starting this business?
In a part of the way, but I went to school for special education to be a special ed teacher.
So how you jump from special education to driving school?
Man, I was a football coach and a teacher, so I was just doing this as a side hustle. So it's like I started as a side hustle, then I started to see the growth in it. And then, like I said, instead of me working, I was working here, coaching and teaching. And so instead of doing all that, and I'm not coming home to my kids, like I mentioned, like I'm being away so much, I had to figure out, okay, how can I balance everything where I can't do it all? So either I'm gonna be a coach and a teacher, or I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. And so I just kind of bet it on myself, because I was good at what I was doing as a coach or a teacher. Like, not to toot my own horn, but I was cold at it, you know what I'm saying? So, and I loved it, I enjoyed it. But the thing is, I had to jump into this because I knew the kind of like the benefits in the long run that could pay off for me. So the thing is, when I went to college, it wasn't to be this. I went to college and wanted to become a football coach, an athletic director, head football coach, and things like that. But the thing is, how I use it here is more like all the leadership stuff I done learned, because I got my master's in psychology and leadership. So all the leadership I learned, all the positive psychology stuff I learned, I just applied to the business. The hustle I had for coaching and stuff, I applied that to the business, you know what I'm saying? And then also I teach individuals with disabilities how to drive. I went to school for special education. So I'm like one of the leaders in the state of Texas to teach people who may be like on the spectrum of autism how to drive. So that's based on that background. A lot of people don't do it or not trained it or to understand how to do it. So that's kind of like I said, kind of did, but didn't. This wasn't my overall goal when I went to college.
But you wouldn't say that college like didn't help you if you like, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people feel like college might be like a scam, but like it's not really worth going to. So would you agree with that or strongly disagree with that?
I wouldn't say it's a scam. I could say, what is your purpose? Like if you're going to go be like specialized type of learning, yeah, like if you're gonna go be a doctor, a pharmacist, a lawyer, yeah, you need to go to college. But I feel like a lot of other things you may not need to. Like if you're gonna be in entrepreneurship, it's more around putting your mindset and putting yourself around those type of people and growing a network and having somebody mentor you, rather than trying to figure out yourself and learning out the books, because that's only gonna take you so far. And the way technology is, you can learn so much with computers and YouTube and social media, where you really don't need that much of stuff if you want to be like an entrepreneur and stuff like that. It's only gonna go somewhere unless it's like something specialized skill that you need. You're gonna be an accounting firm or something like that. Yeah, then you may need it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, what was one of the hardest obstacles you faced whenever starting your first real business?
Man,
not the club, but like the first real business.
This right here, the driving school. So biggest obstacle outside of the starting it, right? Outside of all the stuff I need to do to start it, I'm gonna say why I had it. I would say it was like 2 years in, everything going good. We got motion. I got employees working for me. I'm not working as much. I got receptionists now, because at first I was doing everything. So now I got everything kind of in motion. Not somebody, but the building that I was in,
in the peak time of my season, which is the summer, they hit me up in like May and said, we're going to sell the building in 60 days and y'all got to vacate.
Dang.
So I done built motion, I built traction, I got location, I got everything starting to go. And I'm like, what I'm going to do? So I had to, like, I couldn't find nowhere to move my business within 60 days. On top of that, my father passed away.
Dang.
So I just got a 60-day notice to vacate. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, my dad passed away. So I'm trying to like figure out where to move my business, how to handle him passing away, and run the business at the same time. Like, stuff still got to get done every day.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, football season about to start. And I had a new job that was like a promotion at a new school. So I'm like learning new stuff. My dad passed away. Business, I don't know if I'm even going to keep the business going if I can. So I think that was like the whole like conundrum.
Yeah.
Just for me in that part, I was able to move my business into a church temporarily just to kind of find a place. So happened, I had so much traction where we at right now, this business was starting to go out of business because people was coming to me instead of them. So the person who owned this building reached out to me and said, do I want to buy their business? I refused to buy it, but I said I will take over their lease and their location. So I was able to move my location to here, from the church to here, and this place been in driving school since the late 80s. And so I was able to take over something that was already established and put my brand into it and continue what I was doing. As soon as I got everything ready, COVID hit.
Okay, so dang, all that's coming at you at one time. How do you put on a smile and keep just going with the punches?
Man, I wouldn't say you got to put on a smile all the time. I think it's more about, the biggest thing is like, outside of rolling with the punches, know how to pivot. That's the biggest skill set anybody can have in any field, anything you're doing, is learning how to pivot.
What you mean by pivot?
Like pivot off of what happened, like your reaction towards what it is. Like, everything's not gonna be a straight line. You might have to go left, right, back, come back up, go right, go left. It's like almost like you're doing one of the maze puzzles. Oh, can't go that way, can't go this way. You might gotta go all the way back to the start, come all the way back down to get to where you need to go. And that's the whole thing. You gotta figure out, all right, what my next move after this? And you gotta learn how to pivot, but also have a mindset of like, every mountaintop you want to climb, you gotta go through the valley.
Okay.
So if I done climbed one mountaintop, if I want to go up to that next mountaintop, I know I gotta go through that valley to get back up. So not only I gotta climb the mountain again, I gotta come down it, go through the valley, then climb back up.
But the only thing that matters is you keep climbing that mountain though.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's what separates people who win and lose. A lot of people might stay stagnant and stay on that same mountain, and then everything starts trending and changing, and then you stuck. You know what I'm saying? And you stuck in this thing, and now you gotta come down, but you don't already, your mountain started to just slowly get low and sink into the ground, and now you're almost down the ground level. Now you're like, well, let me go through the valley now.
Because honestly, it's just like how people be saying, because really, failing is easy. Like, just not want to do it at all is easy.
Yeah.
Success, you got to actually put in work for it. And do that, you feel like they also go with life, like anything you want, like, you got to work hard. You can't just say, oh, I want to do something, and not put the effort towards it.
Right.
So losing a parent, another thing, for anybody out there too, how did that make you feel, losing one of your parents?
Man, my daddy was probably real close. We talked probably about 4 or 5 times a day. I probably saw him every week. So he had a stroke when I was younger, so I was always kind of helping him all the time. So he was disabled, so I was always checking on him and everything. So I think when he passed away, it was a void, a big void, because I feel like I haven't, once again, we're talking about the mountaintop, I haven't reached the mountaintop. I didn't feel like I reached my full potential. So it's like, it's hard because it's like he passed away before he got to see everything. So I didn't have kids yet at this time. I wasn't married yet at this time. Like I said, my business just now starting, and I'm still just in the middle of just got my promotion from coaching to get a bigger school and everything. So it's like everything that was on the upside, I wanted him to see like the product at the end, you know what I'm saying? Rather than just like the product in making. So I think that was probably like that void, but also like just you know what I'm saying, losing a parent, if you've got a relationship with them, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna take a lot out of you to kind of like understand and kind of like question that void and know how to like kind of put yourself together. Like, it took a while before I really like kind of like put everything together and be good with it. Like you would ask me that maybe within a year that happened, I probably would have got in tears again, because it just was just like thinking about everything throughout that process, you know what I'm saying?
But do you think that if he was to see you today, he'd be proud of you?
Most definitely, most definitely.
So you also said that you was married. Do you feel like marriage is really a good thing if you allow it to be?
Depending where you at in life, and depending why you get married. I mean, give you terminology to it, you gotta like I saw the podcast do, is like, whenever boys get toys, they come in multiples.
Yeah.
You buy a bag of soldiers, there's multiple toy soldiers in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You buy action figure, it comes with like 3, 4, 5 action figures in the package. You buy a Hot Wheel car, it's gonna come with the set, the toy outlet. And whenever girls, they get $1 with accessorizing that dog. They're gonna get $1 house.
Right.
They're gonna get one this, right? Boys gotta have multiple stuff. So you gotta think about it. Of course, when you meet a woman, you buy with them, they gonna want that at the end goal, because they always been a princess, they want to be a queen. You know what I'm saying? They want somebody, they want security, right? And the man gonna provide security. So it's like, you gotta understand, outside of them looking cute and you vibing, what do both y'all bring to the table? You know what I'm saying? So that person can't be your help partner. I'll say, no, you don't see her like handling things through adversity.
Yeah.
No, you don't want nobody gonna be like,
So look, being a man and committing to just one woman, keep it real, was it hard at first?
oh, most definitely was hard.
Damn.
Nah, my old lady know me, man. This is the thing. You can't be transparent with your person. Man, ain't no reason to get married with. You need to be yourself. Same way you kick with your partners, you should be able to talk to your chick like that.
Like a friendship.
Yeah, it should. I think for most, like, we started off as friends at first. So she knew me before we were together. So she knew who I was, my true color. I was able to be blunt with everything we did, everything I said. It was like, okay. And she understood who I was. And yeah, it was difficult, but the thing is, she knew who I was, so she allowed me to have time to grow into who I was supposed to be. Some people not, they're gonna give the ultimate, well, you need to just marry me or get with me or this and that. Like, we started as friends, then a relationship, and then grew from there.
So if a girl trying to move, so would you say that if a girl trying to move too fast when you just like first meet her, that shouldn't be a person you just try to commit to? Because if she moves too fast and not allowing you to be who you is and growing to the person you got to become, why should you?
I mean, if she understands who you is and what you bring to the table, like, put it out to the table. Like, just for instance, if you're gonna go buy a car, do you want this car salesman to tell you this thing is perfect and nothing happened? Or you want to say, hey, this is the car, back 2 tires, got low tread on it. Man, the check engine light was on last week. I don't know why it's still on. And this door squeaks right here. And then when you hit the brake a little hard, it's gonna rattle a little bit.
Yeah.
Would you rather hear that or them being like, everything cool on it?
I already hit
So if you sat there and put everything on the table, who you is, and she still want to be with you, understand? Like, how can you get mad at me if you already know what it is? And does she understand this is what I do, who I am? So it's like, if you think just because we're in a relationship, I'm gonna become a different person overnight,
so,
it's not gonna happen.
So basically, you saying that she think that you gonna stop cheating off rip is like, nah.
What the thing is, if y'all ain't in a relationship, you ain't cheating yet.
But okay.
It's a situation.
So y'all talking and then she find out so happened, you just stepped out and started doing something with
But
her.
why, this is the thing. At this point, like you said, at the same time, all these women out here, this and that, if you feel like you a catch, why you can't be blunt with everybody? Why you can't say, this is who I am, this is what I do? Yeah, you know. And it's like, do you want me to tell you 100%? You want me to tell you halfway, hey, I'm meeting up with somebody tonight? Or I got a date. How you want me to tell you?
So you telling your girl, so you telling the girl you just started talking to, oh, y'all finna go link up with somebody else?
You ain't gotta say it like that. I'm getting with a friend.
Man, okay.
Is it not a friend?
Okay, yeah, I guess.
Is it not a friend? You ain't in a relationship, so you can't say it. You can give that details. It's up to you. You can be vague, black, white, but you can be like, yeah, you know, I'm dating openly. I'm trying to find somebody, you know, that I vibe with and understand me for me, rather than, I mean,
So
you gotta understand the man-woman ratio. To every woman, to every man, it's like 25 women.
Ooh.
So you gotta think about, okay, now you gotta break that down some more. Some of them are not straight. Some of them are married. Some of them are incarcerated.
Yeah.
Some of them are dead. So then you gotta bring in more, change the ratio even more. So then you're like, okay, what do I have to bring to the table?
Yeah.
So now you be like, hey, I'm handsome, I'm fit, I'm smart, I'm cool, I'm laid back, I don't have no background, I don't have no kids. Okay, now whoever looking for all that, okay, now you cut them in half. Now you gotta say, I'm just promiscuous. Like I'm just looking, I just ain't found my person.
So how much time would you say that it should take you to understand like who you really dealing with? Like how much time?
Are we talking to male or female?
We talking about a girl. Like if we're messing with a girl, how much time?
Man, you can figure out after, maybe you should be able to figure out after the first date.
For real? The first date, I say about a month or two.
That's too much time, bro.
Because you gotta think, see, a month or two, you gonna really get to like learn who you dealing
Are we
with.
talking in depth or are we talking about in general? There's different levels, surface level. You go out on a date and she be like, man, I always want to go out the country and I want to get my passport. Listen to me. I want to get my passport and go to Alaska. It's part of the United States, baby. Do you want her to continue to talk to her seriously or she just gonna be something you do?
Something I do.
Okay, so you already knew.
So I'm just having fun because I mean you ain't going to Alaska. We just not talking. What?
But no, that's not the point. The point is she dumb and think Alaska's out the country.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So okay, I see what
How
you're
can you
saying.
help me? Why am I here outside of your aesthetics and who you is? You ain't gonna help me.
Man, what if she just said that like she really
It's cool, but until I figure that out,
like X and Hood was 5 times 5 and she get it wrong.
it's cool. But until I figure that out aesthetically, you're gonna be my, eye candy.
I can't even. Nah, yeah, that was funny. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying?
So look, would you say that also a woman could either take you down or build you up? Is that
Yeah.
true? True statement.
Definitely true.
How many women in your life you would say try to destroy it? Keep it real.
At least about 5 or 6.
How many women you gonna run into in your life that's gonna try to destroy it? How many women is a man most likely gonna run into that's gonna try to destroy it? What he got going on?
Depends what you like, man. Some dudes love toxic women.
For real?
Yeah, I got some partners. They love the women that be throwing out from crazy. It's like I don't know why. I'm like, bro, she throwing out. Oh nah, bro, she cool. I like her. I'm like, bro, she just talking to you crazy. You giggling over there. Like, man, talking about let's go do this and that. I'm like, I would have been like, nah, I'm good. You doing too much.
So like the people who you know got toxic relationships, do you just look at it like as like self-respect type of thing? Like if you let her do all that till you got no respect for yourself?
Bro, sometimes people are used to that. You gotta think about it. If you grew up in a single household with just your mama, what you been seeing all the time? You been seeing a lot of emotions. You been griped at. That's how the woman gonna talk to their son, especially they gonna just yell. They ain't about to, as you get older, they ain't about to swing on you or whoop you. They just gonna yell. What I tell you? This and that. They're used to it, so they might be numb to it, or it might bring some type of satisfaction in knowing that they curved and my mama love me. She holler at me. She love me. She holler at me. Like,
Man, I don't know. Cause so you feel like it's important to have your dad in your life?
it's very important.
In the household, I guess.
In the household, it's very important. But I would say, if you don't have a daddy in your life, like active daddy, not saying a daddy in your life, but actively, they're like molding you to be a man. You should have a mentor or somebody that you close to that's help molding you. Because they're gonna tell you everything is black and white, and then they're gonna tell you everything in the middle. So they're gonna tell you, okay, they're gonna know you for one, and they're gonna be like, this is not what you want to be at, this is not you. And they're gonna tell you what you should guide you to, and they're gonna tell you what's in the middle, right? But it's like, everybody don't give you that.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, that's gonna be a lot of controversy. You telling me, so you really saying that every toxic relationship started at home first, basically?
It's probably what they're accustomed to.
See, I heard that before, but I don't know.
Let's think about it. Let's think about it. If there's structure in the household, and your mama married to your daddy, is your mama talking to your daddy crazy all the time?
Oh, man.
If there's structure in the household, your mama married to your daddy, when you get into a problem, your mama hollering at you, and she gonna say, I'm gonna just tell your daddy.
Ooh.
If it's structure in the household, you're not hearing all that loud, going back and forth. And so when you have somebody do it, who's been doing it? A man been hollering at you. So when you start to see a woman hollering and talking to you crazy, what you think it is? Same thing with her. If she bold enough to talk to you and go, a female talk to you and talk to you crazy, same thing. More than likely ain't no daddy in her because she getting loud with her daddy. Most likely female ain't gonna get loud to their daddy. Daddy gonna check them before, and then may not have to be like, he may just be like, Tiffany, all right, daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rather than mama, now they gonna be going back and forth. Tiffany, she gonna, you don't know, Tiffany, I told you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's there. You got to see it.
Man, so you telling me, all right, so you can trust a woman, so you telling me you can trust her. So really you can't trust a woman who ain't got both parents in the household.
I'm not saying you can't trust them, but I'm telling you there's gonna be some tendencies that they don't understand about.
Like I'm coming with it.
For instance, if it's in the household, you start to say something like, "Oh, you gonna cook for me?" This, it may be like somewhere gonna be like a toxic type of answer. You ain't my man, I ain't gonna cook for you. But if they like used to seeing that, or even making your plate, oh, the food in there, you gonna make me a plate. I ain't gonna make you a plate. But if you sitting there, you living in the house, and you seen your daddy and your mama and your daddy being there, your mom making his plate, she gonna be like, okay. And what I say, kids when they growing up, girls got the little accessories and the toys, and they want to accessorize, and they want to learn how to cook, they want to learn how to bake, they want all that because they seen it.
Okay, I see what you
They
saying.
looking forward to it. Guess what they doing? You gonna talk to a chick, she got no spot. She gonna have dishes, bro. She gonna have pots and pans. Mom and daddy made sure she had everything. When they don't figure they gotta figure out themselves. Guess what? Mama telling them to get the hell out of my house. They been arguing so much. They probably got a homegirl staying with them. If they got mom and dad, they ain't gonna let them go. Unless it's their sister or something or a cousin, they gonna have them with no roommate early.
So you feel like some parents be having the kids grow too fast?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
I mean, all right, let's put it to this. If you are a kid and your mom and daddy spent so much money on prom, that's part of growing up too fast. Ain't no reason why you need to have Porsche outside the house or red carpet with cameramen. You just talking that the world ain't real without it.
Dang.
Like, that's unexpected reality. And you thinking that it's okay, you just because you going to a party, you should have this. That's part of growing up too fast. And really, if you want to have a good time, you put them on a little party bus. Y'all meet up, you take pictures in the house. What you need a cameraman for 20 minutes when you walking out, somebody recording you, like you in the part of the video, you pulling out stacks of money. Like, what is that doing?
So you feeling like, so it's really in so many words, like you just saying that the materialistic things don't always count. Like that ain't really like materialistic things. Ain't
Materialistic
raising kids.
is not raising your kids. Yes, you want to provide your kids with the best. Yes, you want to give them what they need. Yes, you want to also make sure they get what they want at times. But if you give them what they want all the time, that's not a real life. Because now they're depending on unrealistic realities. And then they don't got to work. They ain't got to work for that. Think about it. If it's a Porsche outside or whatever car they get for that, think about how much they cost. At minimum, it's $500 just for the day. For two, they ain't even allowed to drive it because ain't no insurance gonna insure them. So they parents let them drive it. That's still unrealistic realities because you can't never get no car at no 17, 18 years old and rent it and drive by yourself. So then that's two. Then you talking about three, you gotta pay for your tux, haircut, all that. So now we add some money to that. Then you gotta pay for prom. That costs money. Then they be getting them hotel room. That costs money. You talking about photographer. Then they be having a backdrop.
That's a whole lot of
That's
money.
a whole bunch of money. Then you had to pay for your prom ticket for your person that's coming with you. Buy her flowers.
Oh, yeah.
If you really working for your money, are you spending all that money for that? Like if you knew, okay, all that, if you working, you got a job, you probably been having to save your whole senior year to spend it on one day. Who doing that? Who doing it?
Yeah, you making a good point. Though. I ain't gonna lie. You making a valid point for real.
You gonna go in there mug and be seeing a suit. You know your mom and dad pay for it. Them ooh, I'm gonna get, I'll be fly. Or you gotta pay yourself. You like, man, 150 right here. Cool. I'm cool with this one.
Man, oh my God. What you get? What you pay for though?
Who would you spend that money?
No.
If you work hard, would you spend it?
No.
Would you let your mama spend it though?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
of course.
Exactly.
Damn. Oh man. I mean, that's pretty much it. Which one was anything that we didn't touch on yet?
Well, you say you want to talk about driving school. What you want to talk about?
Oh yeah. I was gonna be like, what's the best? So if you had to say, what's the best driving school in Dallas right now?
Streetwise driving school, man. Tap in with your boy, Mr. Streetwise.
And what does Streetwise offer that other driving schools?
Man,
Like, what make y'all stand up?
Everything. We offer road testing. We offer online courses, in-person courses, team courses. We help people who just got incarcerated, getting out of incarceration. We get knowledge about how to get your license back. You got tickets. I'm always finding resources if you got tickets to get them expunged. We do lessons in Spanish. We do lessons for individuals with disabilities like autism. Man, we do teens. We do adults. We got simulators. We do car lessons.
Where they can find you?
Man, you find us at streetwisedrivingschool.com or on my TikTok, Mr. Streetwise.
And how much do you pay? How much does it cost for like a regular class? Full package.
Full package. We're doing teens under 18. It start out, we got different packages, but it start off at $525. And that's includes 7 behind the wheel lessons, classroom driver's permit. And then if you're doing adult, you can get, if you already know how to drive, you can get your license by 110. If you don't need to know how to drive, we got a full package for like 500.
Okay. And last but not least, if you had to say anything to anybody out there who watching this video right now, what's one piece of advice that you can give somebody? Or what's one piece of advice that somebody gave to you that stuck with you throughout your whole life?
And I would say the same thing like I said. In order to get to the mountaintop, you gotta go through the valley. So if you're going through that valley, man, it's gonna be rough, but you gotta understand where your end goal. So once you figure out your end goal, just know you get to that mountaintop. And also don't get too comfortable. You make it to that mountaintop, figure out what's the next mountain to climb. If you're young, don't get comfortable because everything, especially now with social media, with technology, things are still revolving and changing. So you always gotta make your life easier.